Hey everybody. So, using the God-given talents of creator-given talents, higher power, what Pops gave me to, he gave us all things, and we all have elements of intuition and levels of it. And my intuition has been telling me for some time that I think I'm in a place, at least where I feel ready to I don't know, I feel like ready to connect. And I'm just going, it is what it is, man. There's a reason for everything. I do believe that. And I'm feeling like there's a lot that hasn't been said between me and Joy for some time now. And I feel like I'm like repressing. It's not I guess it's not really a real repression because, I don't have the ability to communicate. It's not like she's living in the same house or area as me and I'm choosing not to speak on things. No, the way we communicate or have been communicating is making YouTube videos. And, initially it worked out all right because, I was on YouTube all the time for the most part, and so was she. And, I had the access at my parents' house to do so, and, she seems to have a pretty good access to Wi-Fi for herself. And as things have transpired this past month and a half, a lot of things have just, taken place, and my Wi-Fi access has not been as available as it used to be. But more than that, it's been my emotional state, and how I feel about myself. Not feeling good enough. I think that's where a lot of it came from. It's just not feeling good enough to, something happened when I took that trip to Arizona. I remember when I got off the plane, I started looking around at everything, and I just did not feel the same. I really didn't feel the same. And it's crazy too, because the day before we had a 6-hour stream, and it went really I thought it went really well. It wasn't anything groundbreaking or anything, but there was a friendly vibe, and just as soon as I came into AZ, I felt it in me. I was like, I just don't have the same. The desire was there, but I didn't feel good enough about myself, I guess. I let my own circumstances and then I started drinking, and I had other things going on. I wasn't able to muster up the fucking juice, the mojo to be as I had been, and I let fucking my own judgment of myself and what I perceived others might think of me get in the way of trying to communicate. And I let fear win, is what it was. Love did not persevere in that moment. And I guess, when I say, I don't know what else this is. I mean, it's crazy how I still feel, drawn to her on a, it's a different level. It really is a different level than, maybe some of my closest friends have felt, but, because she's a female, and there's a level of intimacy there that you can't reach with another man. I mean, with the same sex, But there's different ones you can reach with men. Like, I do think there is a camaraderie and a level of intensity and interconnection that comes with, like, when you join forces with your fellow men and women and you choose to go to battle. Like, when you choose to make that decision to fucking walk side by side or take up arms or defend yourself or do what you got to do, knowing that both your lives could be taken away, and that you got each other's back. Like there is, a level of, like I said, like I don't know if intimacy is the right word, but love that is very powerful, and it's, that's something that I desire too, but I've had a good amount of that in my life, and I am 35 years old, and it's like there's, to have a really good cake or whatever it is, and any type of meal it is, or artwork, masterpiece, I mean, there really is no wrongs to any of these things, but if you really want to have something that's truly, I want to say attractive, but it's not even attractive, just, on point, with good growth and life and love and something that doesn't lack, like just to get it right to that fucking beautiful, that G-spot, really, is what I'm talking about here, and I may say that as, it's a sexual term, but it's just about hitting the mark, like to fulfill your life and to know that you're going in that good flow with who you are and everything that you do, as far as having a relationship with males and females, to have friends, to have a wife, to have a purpose in your life, to have, fellow animal friends, to have, things to look forward to, a reason to smile, a reason to laugh, to be okay, to be sad and to cry, to not do the same thing over and over and over again, to not be the definition of insanity, to do something that in your heart that you really love to do and that you're not just doing because you feel you have to do. To me, those are things that are hitting the mark. And I know for me, the next pivotal step for myself and my journey and my evolution and all that, even for the greater good of all of humanity, is to find, I say find, but that isn't really the best word, but is to be in a loving relationship with a female, and I think this can be done while working on the project, while, working with friends like Dustin and others, and, I don't think, the whole idea of like when you get married, you leave everybody behind and it's just you and the woman, like, yeah, sure, you guys are gonna have to spend your time together and all this and that, but I don't think y'all should really be down kind of doing the same thing and in the same area, and if y'all living in the same type of like self-sustainable infrastructure or community group of people, then y'all still would be around each other all the time, and you would still be able to have your own time to go out and do whatever the fuck it is you got to do, and she could go do what she's got to do, and and you have your friends all around you. Is this thing still recording? Sorry. Yeah, we're still okay. So it's like with joy, like I don't know if this isn't the most fucking suave way of expressing this, but I really don't know how else to go about, figuring out what the hell else there is between us. So I thought I'd just make a video and, say that I feel I would like to do a stream with her, if she wants to, just to like clear things up. I feel like she's got a lot of emotion, that I probably, if she wants to scream at me, she can scream at me. I feel like I kind of deserve some lashings, to be honest. That's just how I feel. And, it is okay. I think it's okay to release emotion. Again, the more you suppress, the more you repress your emotions, the more they fester up and build and fucking toxify inside your body. So it's good to let these things out, and I know she made a Facebook statement saying to leave her alone, and I haven't contacted her on Facebook, but after that she continues to have my face on her videos, and beyond that, that's just little tidbits of proof to let you all know, like I that is important, because I wouldn't be making this video if I hadn't seen some evidence of an interest. Now what the fuck that interest is for her to say. I'm not going to try to pretend I know what the hell is going on in her head, because I don't. But again, she has my face on there, and I feel like she still has inquiries to what the hell's really going on, or even just to clear up things, and even just as a pure level to have somebody else to talk to about what the fuck's going on in this crazy world. And some of the things she talked about with Putin, it's kind of off topic, but I've talked about it, a little bit here and there with people is, the media, this American media that we all be watching, especially now with all this news shit going on. Just remember, it's like what Trump said, it's fake media. Like, they done told us they be fucking lying about shit. And, it's just crazy how when this thing with Russia pops off, like, everybody believes it verbatim. Now, not everybody, but a lot of the people that I'm around have, just tuned into it and just completely believe that Russia would do all these things and that, like, they're the ones bombing these. I'll be honest with you, intuition's telling me that the Russians weren't the ones that bombed the children's hospital. I think that was a black ops operation that was done by military professionals that are ex-military, but they're military trained, and they're working for money. They're guns for hire. That's what I think did that. And I think these Illuminati, these elites that are in charge, are using and are going to continue to use, Blackwater type fucking security agencies to perpetuate this madness and to drive the world into World War III. And to be honest, I think Putin's the one dude right now who's standing up against the globalists. And, I know he's comes from a mafioso family and he's got like $200 billion and there's a lot of crazy shit going on in Russia. So I ain't saying he's no saint. But at the same time, I think he's the dude who's like fucking trying to take on the big bad, the real bad guys. The guys you're not even going to see. The guys you ain't going to hear about because they're the ones in control of the media. They're the ones that they don't want their faces shown. They're the real cowards, to be honest. He's actually putting his life out on the line in a lot of fucking ways. And again, though, me saying that, I'm not trying to glorify him or say he's any type of an example to look up to or anything like that, because I don't even know the dude. I haven't looked into him. I don't know where he came from, what he's really about, but anytime the media fucking, like, makes somebody out to look that horrible, I'm questioning it. And then I also don't think that the Russians would bomb a children's hospital, man. I just don't. Like, the Russians have done a lot of crazy shit. I know they used to kill their own soldiers in World War II if they didn't fight, but there's the lines that I don't think that they would even cross, and I think that includes bombing a children's hospital. That sounds like something straight out from the pit of hell. And I don't see that when I look into Putin's eyes, when I see his soul, when I see his essence, when I read his energy. I'm not seeing a dude who would fucking bomb a children's hospital. That sounds like something that somebody would do to piss the rest of the world off and then point the finger at somebody else when they were the ones behind it the whole fucking time. So, anyway, I got a little off subject there, but I just saw that Joy was saying some things about Putin, and I do think that we're not being told the whole truth about this shit. And I do think that there's other powers that be that are pulling strings to get us to go along with this narrative that they're feeding us, and to be very wary of that. Remember, the same media that's spinning this story is the same one that's been spinning the sickness story. And I think we've all seen how that's played out, and it's up to you to believe whatever the fuck it is you believe about it. But I know that I'm sitting here without, prescribing to any of their remedies, and I'm, in a lot of ways healthier than I've ever been, so while still continuing to smoke cigarettes, and having drunken on a lot of alcohol recently. I mean, it's been like a week or so, but I was drinking and living on the streets and eating out of trash cans every single day, and I'm fine. I didn't catch no COVID or anything, so but it's just like times like this, I just imagine what it would be like, if we were all living together, working for love. We're looking for what things that really need to be done, instead of just working these 9-to-5 jobs that perpetuate an evil society, man. Like, beyond all the logistics and the following God's way and all that, just to try to think about the vibe that it would be. Sometimes I go back to Braveheart, and the introduction scene of Braveheart is one of the scenes that I always cherish, man, because it's so beautiful. He's walking back into the village, and they're playing that beautiful music, and he hasn't seen these people in a long time, and they're all just out there by the river, I think, or I'm not sure if it's by the river, but it feels like it's by the river. And, you know, they're all just playing. They're, you know, the men are doing their fucking manly games and good competition, like with sportsmanship, not with that fucking, I'm going to beat you and I'm going to do everything I can to beat you and then I'm going to hate you if you beat me and you're going to hate me if I beat you. No, not that type of shit. That honor type camaraderie, that real sportsmanship that's like, oh, dude, you fucking got me, bro. Good job. You earned it, you know, but you can still have a good time with it. You know, you don't have to get a stick up your ass about it. And a lot of these activities are just more passion. They're more from the heart. They're more from connection to nature rather than all this technology and technology and exploitation of resources from the earth to devise things like vehicles, which vehicles aren't bad. There's different ways you can make vehicles, but like when it comes to like, because in the movie it was them throwing the stones, you know, or there was them dancing, like simple things that the earth just provides for free essentially, other than the effort it takes to pick them up and use them, or to learn how to dance. But even that, even dancing, you don't gotta know how to dance. You just, anybody who can walk and swing their hips and arms and shit like that can fucking be a part of it. You know, and there's a beautiful energy, there's a beautiful fucking flow that goes with just letting go and going with that moment and seeing where it takes you. You know, it's something the Native Americans used to do. It's something that all fucking civilizations probably used to do and that we've lost touch with. And it's just kind of sad, man. And it's like I continue to see all these people just working these jobs that are perpetuating this fucking sadness and this sickness. And it's like, I know it's not what they really want, you know? And then you see other people who just want to sit around and talk shit at other people. And it's like, you know, it's, man, y'all don't even know what you're doing to yourselves. You know, let alone trying to help others out. You're fucking yourselves up. And they're doing it all from this bent up place of a lack of love, a lack of a desire to have a real good time and a real good conversation and to really express what's going on and to really do something about it and make a difference. So, anyway, hey Pinky, but like doing things like this, like me just petting Pinky here, like this is more fulfilling to me. I'm just gonna be honest, this feels more fulfilling to me than going to church. Like, you know, giving love to this animal, you know, is beautiful. I mean, just to me, it's like just the connection of me being able to, you know, her wanting me to pet her and petting her and, you know, that type of a, it could be different at church. Like, if that's what I'm saying, if we were able to speak to each other from the heart, from what's really going on and whatever level we're at, you know, I think that would be a more authentic and more genuine experience, like it is with me and Pinky. Like, she's gonna do whatever the fuck she wants to do. If she wants to run off, she can run off. If I want to stop petting her, I can stop petting her, you know? If she wants to, you know, clean herself, she can clean herself. It's up to her, you know? There's no bullshit. There's no fakery. There's no pretending. There's just her being as she is. And there's something beautiful in that. And a lot of times in church, like, you don't have that. It's like you kind of have to go along with something, and then I felt myself kind of not going along with the way it felt, and then I felt kind of ostracized, and then like, what am I going to get on the podium and speak on that in front of everybody else who's like, you know, and I would, but it's like I don't want to like offend people, and that's why if it was more of a platform or an open area where you could just speak and be yourself, and then know that, you know, people aren't going to chastise you for it. They'll have the respect and the love for a fellow human being just to listen to you, you know, and, you know, respectfully speak back, you know, and not take it to a fucking level to where you got to demonize people and breathe fire and brimstone on them, you know, to listen to people and allow them to be themselves while also, you know, using the word to guide them to a more loving place. Because I do still firmly believe that the word of Jesus Christ, of Yahushua, the good book, the general theme of that book is the blueprint for love, is the blueprint for salvation, is the way that you can access and get to a higher plane of existence or heaven. I do really believe that. I just think that it's been, you know, used in so many different ways, and that's why there's so many different denominations and churches and religions and ways of doing it and this and that, you know. I mean, that's what the enemy would have to do. If he knew that the word of God was here in the flesh, he would do everything he can to manipulate it and use it for his own advantage. But, all right, I'm going to have to roll, you guys. I love you guys. Y'all take care about it. All right? Bye.